The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to another QuoteWerks 101, our regular series of short presentations giving you hints and tips for getting the most out of QuoteWerks. And in this session, I'm going to cover an easy way of quoting to dealers, agents, resellers, partners, however you define them in your organization. So another level of pricing to people that may get, obviously get a cheaper price of your products and services. So hello, my name is Tim Wilmot and my company, Wizard Systems, we're a specialist CRM solutions provider who help out small and mid-sized organizations improve their sales productivity through the use of simple and affordable solutions like QuoteWerks. So this presentation will be about 10 minutes or so in duration, just an overview of this pricing feature, not meant to be in-depth training. My company, Wizard Systems, we offer lots of extensive training options that we could discuss with you. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only for those listening live. If you've got any questions, please type those into the question box on your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to answer those at the end. Also, at the end, I'll give you an update on any QuoteWerks product news for you. And this call is being recorded. After the presentation, you will get an email from our system with the link to the recording that you can play back at your leisure. And most likely it will be up on our YouTube channel as well, where you'll see loads of other QuoteWerks videos. Just go up to YouTube and do a search for Wizard Systems. That's our channel name. And you'll see a QuoteWerks playlist up there. Okay, well, just a brief mention about Wizard Systems then. We're a leading provider of QuoteWerks and other CRM solutions, and we provide the complete service around QuoteWerks, the product, upgrades, implementation, configuration, training. This presentation is as of December 2020. So we're offering all of our training online at the moment in a fairly interactive way. So please contact us if you need any additional training on QuoteWerks and all the ongoing support as well. Okay, so let's get into QuoteWerks then and how you can quote to dealers. So I know that most of you will be familiar with QuoteWerks. Let me just create a new quote. And let's retrieve the details of a dealer. So here is my contact database. Let me just select this particular dealer here for this quotation. Now, what's happened is that we are utilizing a feature of QuoteWerks called pricing profiles. Notice here that it's brought in the word reseller automatically from my contact database. If you've got QuoteWerks integrated to one of the many CRM solutions we link with, then that terminology could be held obviously within your CRM system and automatically populating this field for this particular quotation, that kind of pricing profile there. Now we want to select different products and services, obviously, for this particular dealer. So I would go to my products window, select a particular category. Now, before I select it, let me just dive into this particular product and just explain this pricing profile a little bit more detail for you. So let me edit this item. And there's obviously all the details for this item. But if I click on the pricing tab there, we're using, by default, we're using the pricing method of customer-based price levels. What this means is that we can define a number of different prices, a number of different price lists, if you like, for this particular product. And I've got one here called reseller. You can obviously, these are the default demo labels that come with QuoteWerks, but you can remove these and put in your own terminology. So if you don't like the word reseller, you prefer the word dealer, that can be defined as well. But I've got here a price of $450 which is the reseller price for this particular item. The normal retail price would be $550. Your cost price is $368. So they're obviously getting a cheaper deal. So I would just double click on this item to add it to the quote. Because the customer has already been selected and we know it's a reseller, we're bringing in the default reseller price there. So I add that to the quote, and that's it. Very simply, this customer, this dealer, is going to get that dealer price there. One final element to the solution is your quote layout. Obviously, with QuoteWerks, you can define any number of different quotation layouts for different quotation situations. So let me just click on this deliver button. This is the final part where I'm going to get the quote to the client. And you may have a dealer specific layout. If I just preview this, and what this, let me just zoom in here. So what this will show is obviously all the information about the product. We've got the dealer name there as well, but we've got a couple of columns defined for the normal retail price or list price. Again, however you define it, the layout will have these little labels there that are relevant to your business or your quotation, and then the dealer price there, so they can see quite easily, this dealer receiving this will see quite easily the discount they're getting off that item and the normal selling price to their customer. So there we are, a simple way of using these price profiles, these pricing levels in QuoteWerks to set up your dealer pricing and having the quotation layout to reflect that dealer price there. Hopefully that's been of interest to you. We now, those of you familiar with our regular QuoteWerks sessions, we open out the call to any questions you've got around this feature. So please pop those into the question box on your meeting control panel. I'll try and do my best to answer those. Question from Ryan. What happens if we've got 3 different types of dealer? Well, you would just use those pricing levels, dealer 1, dealer 2, dealer 3, however you define them. You've got a number in there to play with, so just have those different pricing profiles for those 3 levels. Joseph, we need to show the address of the end user on the quote we send to the reseller. Yes, well, that's defined. Well, that can be selected. So you've got the address of the reseller, and you're able to select the address of the end user as well. You've actually got up to 3 different addresses, 3 different contacts that you can select for each quote. And again, the layout would need to, I guess the layout would need to reflect that as well. So on the layout, the quote layout, you have the reseller you're sending it to and their end user. So no problem with that on the quote layout. Another question from Joseph. We've got different terms and conditions for resellers. How do we accomplish that? Well, you've got you can have a default terms and conditions, but if in this particular situation it's different, then, well, there's a couple of ways of doing this. Your quote layout could include the actual within the body of the quote layout could include the special terms and conditions that are relevant to a reseller, or it could be a selectable add-on cover page or additional bit of literature. You can define any number of different documents, PDF files or Word documents that are attached literature to the quote. So that could be a simple checklist that the quotation user could select the relevant terms. If they're different from the normal terms and conditions, selecting a different one there. So it's just, well, there's a couple of ways of doing that, Joseph. Right, don't think there's any more questions coming through. Thanks, both of you, for those. Latest news then, as I've said, as of December 2020. We're in the middle of the pandemic, so all our training is online at the moment. So if you've got any requirements for training, please contact Wizard Sisters wherever you are, whatever time zone, whatever level of QuoteWerks knowledge you want, please contact us. The latest build is 5.6 build 10. It's actually 103 now. This is slightly out of date. So very easy to get QuoteWerks updates. Just make sure you're on the Upgrade Maintenance Program, or UMP for short. You can get that from Wizard Systems. A very affordable annual fee to make sure that you are always getting the updates for QuoteWerks and benefiting from escalated support as well. So that's it, me done then for this week's training session on QuoteWerks. Please email me if you're a QuoteWerks user. If you've got any ideas for future QuoteWerks training sessions that you think would be of interest to other users, please drop me a line. Tim Wilmot, email address is tim@wizard-systems.com. Love to hear from you. There's our other contact details as well. Catch up with you same time next week in the next session. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.